Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, coming to you for the Wednesday episode of the Maui Hot List Hulahan. I know this is probably the moment you've been waiting for, but actually not really. I'm flying solo today because Johnny B is off to Oregon, getting his youngest into the college scene. So he is occupied and busy, so I'm going to take an attempt to walk through this with you. So appreciate your patience. Don't throw any shoes, eggs, anything like that at me. I would appreciate it. But let's jump right in. We have a really full schedule. Usually we're somewhere between 20 and 35 different listings to talk with you about. And today we have 73. So real quick, out of those 73, almost half, 26 are price reductions. So continuing to see that trend in the market where maybe people came on a bit aspirational, a bit high, trying to really push their value, not really realizing that the market has changed quite a bit. So 26 are price reduced. We have 8 that have gone pending, another 8 that are uh, canceled, that have decided to forego, and then we have 15 that have closed, and another 14 that have withdrawn. Similar to a cancel, have withdrawn their listing from the market. So a few interesting things there. A lot of price reductions, and still some movement. We still have some pending, still have some sold. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Right here we have Wailea Beach Villas. This is actually going to an auction situation where uh, they bought it for about 5 milli back in 2009 in the height of the bust, and when prices were really booming on Maui. It was kind of right before actually then the bottom dropped out. They relisted it about a year and a half ago for almost 11 million, had no action, and now it's in an auction situation where it's about 5.6 million, 5.65 million where it's at. So real quickly, we'll show you over. Here's an auction page you can kind of take a look at here. The bidding has started a couple of days ago, and the bidding closes on September 26th. So a few more days to get in on that if you're so interested. People absolutely love the beach villas for its location, the lifestyle. Obviously, yeah, this is pretty big square footage for something. Almost 3,000 square feet, 2,800 square feet, $5,000 a month in your maintenance fees, and we'll continue on from there. So price reduction number one, and now into the second one, 2841 Umalu Place in Kihei. So kind of a unique place in the property, how it sits with the elevation and what they did with the garage and a little space above it. Was listed for 2,499 down to 2,075,000. So showing some willingness to come down. So has an ohana, maybe. It says no. It says yes. Sometimes data is confusing. Anyway, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 2,800 square feet. Been on the market for a hot minute, 421 days. 30 Camilla Street, vacant land in Kula. This has not been CPR'd yet, as you can see by the 0000 there. 665,000 gets you just under 1 acre in Kula. And the interesting part, and what we also always love to point out, the water situation. So this says it does have county water, which is huge, as we've mentioned before, 18 years to get water in Kula on the list right now. So continuing along at the Whaler, this is a leasehold fractional. early October to mid-October every year. You're paying 2,200 annually for your dues. You get to use it for 2 weeks, paying $12,000 to use it every year for 2 weeks. Could be a good option for someone if you like to come in October. Tends to be one of the quieter times of the year. We call it a shoulder season because of that. Here we go in haiku. Listed for 2.75 million down to 2,249,000. $500,000 price reduction so far in about 5 months. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,400 square feet here in Haiku at Coelho Road. Does have an Ohana, 1 bed, 1 bath. Get a little rental income, but the big deal here is your land. 2.42 acres of land gives you a little space, room to breathe, if that's your thing. Many people like that about North Shore life. Moving along, we have this property in Pukalani, 3 beds, 1 bath, 960 square feet, listed for 950 out the gates, down to 915 after 5 months. Not moving so quickly at this stage. As we've mentioned plenty of times before, you see a lot of these older houses in Maui, this one built in 79, only have the 1 bathroom. That tends to get some noses to stick up a little bit, as the modern family tends to, mom and dad or the parents like to have their own space for bathrooms, something else for the guests and the kids, or whoever else might be using that. 2255 Lilikoi Road. Lilikoi, point that out for you, is a passion fruit, what we call them in Hawaii. I think it's a specific type of passion fruit. Anyways, when they're delicious, they are really delicious, and you can find them kind of scattered around the island in random spots. 3.82 acres, 32, just under 1,000 square feet. Pretty small home, but you got the land to rock with. Listed for 2.2 down to 1,949,000, showing some willingness to drop the property. Koakai, 665,000, 1 bed, 1 bath, 600 square feet. This entire property sits on a half-acre. Cute little spot. 675 down to 665. Slow price reductions. 665 for a 1 bedroom to me seems a bit aspirational at this point. 857 Hopo'o Street in Lahaina. 1,429,000 down to 1,249,000. 3 beds, 1.5 bath, 894 square feet. We did see, so this listed in May, kind of right around that time, just after the market started to slow down. Whereas things like this were really moving back in March, April, early May. Come May, June, it really slowed down. Kanapali Ali'i, one of 2 hotels owned there on Ka'anapali Beach. Really popular in the luxury space. 4.2 million down to 3.6, 1,500 square feet, and 2,500 a month in your maintenance fees. That's it. Napili Ridge was listed at 549, down to 450 for 1.1. 116 days on market. These were vacation rental apartment zone now, so that is and could go away. And looking at the pictures here, you could say that it's a bit aspirational. Even at 450, someone's going to have to come in and possibly do some work. Might or might not make sense for someone. 746 Hawalo Road in Haiku. Interesting point here. It has been CPR'd, where we see this red color here under CPR. 1.48 acres. The original is 2.2. So this is Unit B, and you got your maximum 1,000 square feet of cottage space. which is allowed on the CPR. So it looks like the smaller chunk of land took the main house. Kind of interesting. 1.749 million 749 for this one. 3 beds, 2 baths, and down to 1.5 basically. 1,499. Take a look. Haiku. Going a little fast here, a lot of options, a lot to get through. So villas at Kahana Ridge. This condominium property is in the Kahana Ridge neighborhood, just up the hillside from Kahana neighborhood. Maybe you're familiar with Dolly's Pizza, Miso Fat Sushi. It's just up the hill from that. Uh, Kind of desirable residential complex. 3-2 was listed for 850, 849 down to 825. Continuing along, 221 Molaholahu, Maui 1.395. It's down to 1.2. It's kind of what we're seeing for the price point now. 42 and a half, 2,000 square feet. We are kind of seeing this 1112 range as being the new market. So take it for what it's worth. 11119 Makawa Avenue. This is, I think this is just the lot. All right, so we have a building, bit of commercial property here, 1,075,000, just under a quarter acre. Was listed at 1.3 down to 1,075,000, as mentioned. So been around a while, close to the action, and could be an option. If you want a business, you want to create commercial property there in Makawao, take a look. Halemahialani, Charlie Young. This is a leasehold condo listed at 349, was at 399. Low maintenance fees, 337 a month. However, you do have that 1,041 a month for the lease, which goes till 2036. Not a lot of time on that. They will renegotiate in a couple of years here. Could extend, could not. It's a bit of a risk factor when it comes down to these leasehold properties. Harbor Lights, A303, 229,000 for 2 beds, 1.5 bath. 60 days on market, dropped the price almost 45,000 already. 26 Kula Highway, vacant land. We've seen this one a few times now. They're starting to drop the price on these. You're going to see a second one, Unit B, as well, have dropped the price about 20,000. And Unit C as well. So slowly dropping the price on these. Maybe came out a little strong. And now starting to reduce it down. EL Parkside, 2 beds, 1 bath at EL Parkside. Been on the market 30 days. No action so far. Was at 529, going into 495. Starting to see this on these 1 bedrooms, Key Head Villages, EL Parkside, similar design, similar structure, obviously different parts of the island. But we're starting to see kind of this 1 bedroom price in the mid to upper 4 range. So market is settling down a bit from where it's been. And here's another one at Koakai. This one's kind of interesting because it has the loft space upstairs here. So it kind of turns it into a 2 bedroom. Behind the kitchen, there's bedroom number 1. And then you'll see upstairs. Get you there. Kind of a interesting order of pictures. There you go. So upstairs is kind of set up like another bedroom. Got a TV, got a bed up there. Could turn it into a second bedroom, maybe guests coming or some kiddos, whatever you look like. This is a residential only property, 1,000 a month on your maintenance fees. Could be an option for some of you. Single family home here in Kihei, in North Kihei, 1,189 square feet. Was at 1,349 down to 1,250. Still might be a little high on their prices before someone really jumps in. But there's Kihei living for you. Single family, 174 West Kauai Street in Kahalui Town. Here's that 3 bedroom, 1 bath arrangement again, about 1,000 square feet. Listed at 980. This one we seen a couple days ago. New construction there in Piahi or Jaws. Big wave surf competition. Has been CPR'd. This one is on 6 acres, three, 2.5, 2,000 square feet. This is a very pretty location and a really beautiful property. You're into surfing, if you're into a quiet, idyllic North Shore lifestyle, got the fireplace, beautiful kitchen. I mean, man, who wouldn't mind doing dishes if that is your view? Would be lining up for that job in this house. Beautiful spot. We'll continue on. We have some land here in Kula. Lots of land in Kula recently. This one has county water again. That's a big deal. You'll often see this ideal elevation. Kula is somewhere in 3,000 feet above sea level, 3 to 4, 5, depending on where you are. So about halfway up to Haleakala to the top of the crater. And this one is 3 acres. Hasn't been CPR'd yet. 879 for that amount of land. Not a bad deal, really. Makani Sands. This is apartment zoned. The rentability could go away. These have been very popular. As you can see, the location, the views, the ground floor. New listing to the market, 699. Beautiful spot. Could be a great second home for someone if the rentals go away. Village at Kahana Ridge. Interesting selection of the first picture. Little dog in there. Couple dog shots in there. But this is the condo complex right up there from Kahana. This one's the 2-2, 798, 780 square feet. Residential only there. Kihei Bay Surf Studios listed at 529. These have been vacation rentals for a long while. We're very popular for a while. Down to apartment zoned, which means that could go away at some point and leave some cause for concern. And you're starting to see a lot of people sell them. That being said, 529 for a studio across the street from the beach. Let you decide what you think of that. In Kihei, in the Meadowlands, one of the popular neighborhoods in South Kihei. Single family home, 4.3, 1,800 square feet, listed at 1,377,000. Typical layout. Kitchen is upstairs, usually 1 bedroom and a bath. Downstairs, a couple more bedrooms and a bath. Continuing along, we're almost halfway through, gang. 561 Kanalu Place in Wailuku. We have 3 beds, 2 baths, 900 square feet. Was listed for 1,019,000 and just came on the market. So here you can see the power of editing. So this is how the picture originally looked during the daytime. The photographers and Photoshop have come in and changed the sky, added lens flares is the technique in Photoshop to make it look like light inside. So while it looks beautiful, know that a lot of these photos are edited to make them look a certain way. 41 Kaipali Place. This is beachfront land. in Lahaina. Looks like, let me take a look at this. This is, yeah, right there on Baby Beach, kind of on the east side of Baby Beach, close to Front Street. This would be a property that was damaged in the fires. 4,750,000 for about a quarter acre of R2 residential ocean front. Starting to see some of these more and more come to the market in Lahaina. There is a residential trust that's been put in place to kind of buy some of these properties in the hopes that it doesn't go to investors. What we're seeing is those people are offering about in line with what the most recent tax analysis was. So if it appraised for a certain value, the land itself, they are offering around that much or maybe under. We've seen one lot in Lahaina was appraised at 500,000 and they have offered somewhere in the 400,000 range, this land trust. So be interesting to follow that along. The idea is it keeps the properties in the hands of Lahaina people. There has been some pushback from a variety of parties on that, and we'll see where it goes. Kenoleo Makai neighborhood in Kihei. We have 1,200 square feet. Very typical home size in Kihei and in Maui in general for the newer construction. Just under $1,500,000 at 1,499. There you go. Kihei living. Haleakala Gardens 2-2. It's been on the market 50 days. Was at 595,000, down to 574,900. Still a bit on the aspirational side from my perspective, and as you can see here, this one was a 3-2 listed for 50 days. Similar, a little bit bigger, 900 square feet, 800,000 at start, 775 now, and they said no go. So you got a condo at the Masters here, 5,800 a month to rent it out for 6 months. You do see some people who want to use it for 6 months, rent it out for 6 months. There's an opportunity to do just that. Kamale Sands in the 5 building, 1-2, 840,000. They put on the market for 90 days. No action, canceled the listing. You may remember if you're tuning in a couple weeks ago, there was a listing here. They went with a very aggressive event-based pricing in the 6 range. I think it was 699 list price. That one went under contract right away. So you can see the difference. 699 got action, went under contract right away. 150,000 more at 840, no action. Kind of tells you where the market's at. Wailea Kolu listed at 2,795,000. 5 months on the market, no action, canceled. So Resort 937 dropped at 100,000 in 5 months. Still no action. 2 bed, 1 bath, 800 square feet. These ones were apartment zoned. With that potentially going away, it really changes the value in some of these properties. Of course, we don't know yet until it's official, but in moments like this where it's uncertain, it could be an opportunity for someone wanting to get in the game. Maui Vista, massive price reduction. Listed at 759, dropped it all the way down to 589. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 6 months on the market, no action. Saying that a lot today, gang. No action. Still might be aspirational at that price. Was vacation rental, might be going away with the new legislation, new rules. 600, just under 600,000 for a residential 1 bedroom condo. It starts to make you think twice. Earlier, I was telling you about Kihei Villages and Parkside, kind of in that 450 to 500 range for a 1 bedroom residential. This is almost 600. So, $150,000 more for this particular property, potentially. Granted, this location is arguably better across the street from Charlie Young Beach. A little bit better amenities at the property, pickleball, tennis court, couple of pools, barbecue, that sort of thing. The other properties will not have that. This, wow, the Lava Rock Bar and Grill was listed for 1,000,001, dropped it down to 495. 200 days on the market, had no action at all. Restaurant business, tough business, but if you have a restaurant or dream of opening one, that could be an opportunity. Residential condo in the heart of Central Kihei, Maui Gardens. It was listed at 829, dropped to 699. No go. So a little bit nicer complex wise than a Kihei Villages, a Villas at Canaleo. However, sorry, not Villas at Canaleo, Keonika Villages. A little bit nicer in terms of the amenities. Does have the pool, does have a tennis court. Um, but still for a two-bedroom, 699. We're seeing property, prices on those other properties in the low sixes, upper fives. So maybe a bit aspirational still. Cruising along, 120 Mauna Place in Kula. This was listed at 5.5, dropped it to 4,750,000. Over a year on the market, didn't move one bit. Beautiful spot, beautiful property. Look at this. You got the main home, have a garage here, have a cottage, have a place for the goats, have a barn. This is a full-on setup for someone. 5 million bucks, just under 5 million bucks will get you that on Maui. That was a sorry contingent escrow canceling, meaning they were under contract, and for whatever reason, they are going to be no longer under contract. Hard to say what happened there. A couple of penders now. We have some agricultural land, 148 acres in Kula, 7 million, and it is under contract. 47 Hanu Street, Laniapoko. This was 25 acres, listed for 3.5 milli. Dropped it down to 2.5. Got it pended. Same listing. New Akai went pending. Dropped the price 80,000. Got some action on the studio. Hotel zoned. This one will probably stay around a while regardless of the legislation. People are jumping on it. Kihei Kahi, 850, dropped it to 799. Got the offer. Kanani Wailea. We've mentioned this one a few times. These don't come up very much. Feels like a single family home. Is a condo, 2,100 square feet, 4.4 on the arrangement. 1,800 a month in your fees. Do you have the garage space, lock and leave sort of lifestyle in Wailea? Mauna Kea, these have always been popular. 2.2 million when pending in 30 days. You really don't have a lot of square footage to work with, but it's all about the view. Right under Keavakapu Beach. That is living the Maui lifestyle. Ooh, one of these finally went pending. This one's 60 days on the market, 750 at Haleakala Gardens, nicely done up. When pending. Maui Kaanapali Villas. This is the old Hilton, as Jonny has shared with you a couple of times. 785, 9 days on market. And as we mentioned before, one of the most popular complexes in all of Maui for whatever reason. These things move amazingly quick. 9 days on market, under contract already. One of the land. So there's two parcels of land here. Both of them have gone pending, which we mentioned before. Actually, there's three in total. This property we mentioned development opportunity. Maybe a couple weeks ago we mentioned development opportunity here in Kula. Hasn't been CPR'd yet. Half acre cottage here, 2-1, listed at 999. Went pending in 2 weeks. 12 Leo Puelles place. Dropped at 100,000. Finally got the action that they wanted. Miley CPR'd parcel listed for 1,500,000 and have got it. Walnut Towers, getting into the solds now, was listed for just under 400, 15,000 under asking, 14 to be exact, and they took it. Couple of golf villas, 1,095,000, offered 990 in the door. 25 Napoco Place in Kula, 300,000 under asking, conventional loan, got it done in 2 months. Maui Landing Terraces, this was one of our deals. Local family gets in, got all the kids a place now here, and yeah, they're asking 299, offered 270. They accepted. The lending was quite an adventure on this one. There's this is how some things are worded in the insurance policy. A lot of lenders are not able to lend on this. We had to go round and round with the HOA, who were not very easy or responsive to anything. Nonetheless, our lender was able to get it done. Shout out Corey. If you're curious about this property and need some financing, reach out to us and we will gladly make the connection to Corey for you. This little spot, little vacant land over in Molokai, yes. Listed for 119,000, closed at 70. Well, fractional, listed for 85, dropped it down to 70. 70 is what they accepted, moved in a month. Sometimes the price really makes all the difference. This little parcel of land here. So you have, there's 3 parcels here. The middle house built and is subsequently sold multiple times. Now this is the more southeast facing lot. So you have about a quarter acre, was on the market for 2 years. It's listed for 2.7, dropped it to 2,675. Someone offered 2 milli cash, closed in a month. New construction at Anohea. Few of the upgrades maybe pushed it up to 1,408,000. All cash on that one. Hilly Ocean Villas, 6 months on the market, listed for 1,549,000. Closed it at 1,425,000. All cash. Cash rules. Here you go for Napili Ridge. Was listed at 450. We mentioned this earlier. They were on the market at 529. Dropped it to 4 and change. Now this one was at 450. They accepted 422. VA loan. You go. Waileakahi 2.1. They accepted 1.7. Kapalua Bridge was at 1,375,000. They accepted 1,125,000. Pretty spot here in Kihei. Almost 200,000 under asking. Starting to see the trend, aren't we? So 1,250,000 at Mahana, they accepted 1,175,000. Those maintenance fees are a bear. Almost 5,000 a month. Not many places though in Maui you're going to get these kinds of views. Absolutely breathtaking. Last but not least, Kalama Terrace was at 729, listed now at 668. Pulling it off market for a bit. Has been a vacation rental apartment zoned. That potentially goes away, changing the value of this. 1-1 for a non-rentable condo. 668 leaves people wondering. Gang, it's been a ride today. There was absolutely a lot going on. And I think I kind of mixed up a few of the things that I shared earlier. So 26 pending, 8 cancellations, 15 pending, 14 sold, and 1 off market. So I just wanted to correct that. I wrote in my notes multiple times. Apologize for that. Thanks for hanging with me. Hopefully you didn't get bored, and I'm sure you're excited to have Jonny back. A wealth of knowledge, lives in this space day in, day out, and he'll be back on Friday for the Aloha Friday version of the Maui Hot List Hulahan. Ciao for now.